Election season in full tilt. The 7 investigators are digging into just how our local leaders are using their campaign funds.
From yacht clubs to SUVs to Lions tickets, much of what we found has little to do with campaigning.
7 investigator Ross Jones is following the money.
I'd say that politics is a business in many senses.
Election season always means the same things. Political ads bombarding you, political flyers filling your mailbox, and candidates emptying their war chests to win your vote.
Is your campaign fund following the law?
But this story is about the spending that seems a bit more personal. Some that appears to have little or nothing to do with getting elected.
The Michigan campaign finance laws are pretty liberal.
Sheriff Benny Napoleon's campaign expenses are littered with all sorts of payments that seem to primarily benefit just him.
$1,900 on gym memberships.
Okay. Don't I need to stay healthy?
Isn't it just in your best interest to be healthy?
But it's also in the best interest of the county.
As the Metro Times first reported, there are lavish meals at steakhouses, expensive hotels across the country, and more than $30,000 spent on Lions tickets. Napoleon said taking in a Lions game isn't a personal benefit, it's a campaign event.
What better retail politic is that for a person to say, hey, I had a chance to talk to Benny Napoleon today. I think I'm going to vote for him.
But isn't that just part of being a public official? People are going to see you and recognize you, and you still have to pay for your Lions tickets?
Again, I think there's no better retail politics.
Simon D. Schuster runs the Michigan Campaign Finance Network and says campaign spending is barely policed by county clerks, and the rules can allow for a lot.
I think it's really difficult to defend those things, but again, the vagueness of our campaign finance law makes it easy to get away with that kind of spending.
Well, thank you, Detroit!
Most government jobs don't allow elected officials to hire a family member, but their campaigns? Well, those rules are different. In his runs for mayor, Mike Duggan paid 2 of his children as consultants. His daughter Carolyn collected $4,000 for social media work, and in his next campaign, son Patrick took in more than $10,000 for performing data entry.
We call ourselves the Evans girls, but
Wayne County Executive Warren Evans hasn't had a serious challenger since 2014, but since 2016, he's paid his daughter Nikki to manage his campaign to the tune of $288,000. Again, he hasn't had a competitive race in 6 years.
You think you're mayor, they let you get away with a few things, it just doesn't happen.
And then there's Romulus Mayor LEROY BURCROFF. That's him stepping out of a $44,000 Jeep Wrangler paid for with campaign money. Michigan law allows for expenses like vehicles so long as they're used in an office holder's official duties. It's at least the second vehicle he's paid for with campaign funds. Burcroff's family shows up all over his campaign statements, paying his children, his brother, even his son-in-law for things like office rent, campaign office maintenance, even giving them charitable donations. And Burcroff is also paying for memberships to the Belleville Yacht Club, $3,800 in all, plus thousands more listed as donations. I called the mayor last month to talk about these expenses, and he blocked my number. So I showed up to the next city council meeting held on Zoom. The mayor was there, but when it was my turn to ask a question, he turned off his camera.
Mr. Mayor, do you have a minute?
So last week, we caught up with him in person.
Why are you paying members of your family, sir?
Burcroff wouldn't explain any of it, including some other curious payments made to the Belleville Yacht Club. On November 2nd, 2017, his campaign made a charitable donation of $2,000 to the private club, followed by more than $2,400 on November 10th. The next day, as these photos posted to Facebook show, that's his daughter's wedding, held at the very same yacht club.
Did the campaign, sir, pay for any portion of your daughter's wedding? Mr. Mayor?
And these are just the campaign expenses we can see. There are scores of mystery payments that Burcroff and plenty of other candidates make using their campaign credit cards. They're supposed to itemize just what those payments are for, but so many don't.
I think that it's really unfortunate that people can often use their campaign funds essentially as slush funds.
Whether an expense crosses the line is up to the Michigan Secretary of State, who normally only opens an investigation once a complaint has been filed. Any violations are subject to possible repayment or fines. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.